The Australian Outback stretched endlessly under the harsh midday sun. A landscape of red dirt, sparse eucalyptus trees, and golden spinifex grass that shimmered in waves of heat. This was the Northern Territory, near Kangaroo National Park, where the wet season had just ended and waterholes were beginning to shrink under the relentless sun. Here, in this ancient land where survival meant constant awareness, a female red kangaroo grazed in the shade of a ghost gum tree. She was a big roo, standing nearly 6 feet tall when upright, her rusty red fur thick and healthy despite the harsh conditions. In her pouch, barely visible, a 7-month-old joey rested, still dependent on its mother for everything. The joey was at that awkward stage, too big to stay in the pouch comfortably, but too young to survive independently. Its small head occasionally poked out, dark eyes taking in the strange world outside the safety of its mother's body. The mother kangaroo's ears rotated constantly, picking up every sound across the grassland. Out here, predators were always hunting. Wedge-tailed eagles circled overhead looking for unwary young. Pythons hid in rock crevices, and dingoes, Australia's wild dogs, hunted in packs during the dry season when food became scarce. She'd chosen this spot carefully. The ghost gum provided shade. A small waterhole lay 30 yards away. Escape routes existed in multiple directions, but even careful planning couldn't eliminate all danger. From behind a cluster of termite mounds, 3 dingoes emerged. They moved with the coordinated efficiency of experienced hunters, spreading out slightly to cut off escape angles. The lead dingo, a lean male with a distinctive white chest patch, had spotted the kangaroo 10 minutes earlier and had been positioning his pack for an ambush. The mother kangaroo saw them immediately. Her body tensed. Her joey, sensing its mother's alarm, pulled deeper into the pouch, instinct telling it to hide. She had seconds to make a decision: run or fight. With a full-grown joey weighing her down, running wasn't ideal. But fighting 3 dingoes? The odds weren't good either way. If you've ever had to make an impossible choice, hit that subscribe button. The kangaroo made her move. Instead of fleeing blindly, she bounded toward the waterhole, not to drink, but to gain tactical advantage. The ground there was more open, giving her room to maneuver, making it harder for the dingoes to surround her completely. Her powerful hind legs propelled her forward in those distinctive hopping strides, covering 15 feet with each bound. The dingoes gave chase, their howls cutting through the afternoon heat. They were fast, built for endurance running, but the kangaroo had something they didn't: raw kicking power that could shatter bones. She reached the waterhole and spun to face them, her back to the water, her body positioned so the joey was protected behind her. The dingoes slowed their approach, circling, testing, looking for an opening. They'd hunted kangaroos before and knew the danger. One solid kick from those hind legs could kill a dingo instantly. The white-chested male darted in from the left, trying to draw her attention. The mother kangaroo rotated to face him, balancing on her massive tail, her hind legs raised and ready. The dingo stopped just out of range, forcing her to keep watching him while his packmates moved to flank her. A second dingo, smaller and faster, rushed from the right. The kangaroo's reaction was lightning quick. She pivoted on her tail and kicked out with both hind legs, her clawed feet extended. The dingo dodged, but barely, feeling the wind from the kick pass inches from its ribs. The third dingo saw the opening and lunged for the pouch, going for the joey. This was the real target. The mother was too dangerous, but the young one was vulnerable. The mother kangaroo did something unexpected. Instead of just kicking, she grabbed. Her small front arms, often dismissed as weak, reached out and caught the lunging dingo by the scruff of its neck. Then she did what kangaroos do when they're truly threatened. She dragged the dingo into the waterhole. Dingoes can swim, but fighting while swimming is nearly impossible. The kangaroo held the dingo's head underwater, using her weight and her tail for balance. Her powerful hind legs braced against the muddy bottom. The dingo thrashed and struggled, but the kangaroo's grip held firm. The other two dingoes splashed into the shallow water, trying to help their packmate, but now they were fighting in the kangaroo's element. She kicked out with her hind legs, while maintaining her grip on the drowning dingo, catching the white-chested male in the chest. The impact sent him tumbling backward into deeper water. Drop your reactions in the comments if this battle is incredible. The third dingo hesitated. Its packmate was drowning. The leader was injured and struggling in the water, and this mother kangaroo was proving far more dangerous than expected. The risk-reward calculation shifted rapidly in the dingo's mind. The mother kangaroo released the half-drowned dingo, who immediately scrambled toward shore, coughing and gasping. She stood in the chest-deep water, her joey still safely tucked in her pouch, and faced the remaining threats. Her message was clear. Leave now, or the next one doesn't get released. The white-chested male limped out of the water, his chest bruised, possibly ribs cracked. He looked at the kangaroo, then at his struggling packmate, and made the decision. He turned and trotted away from the waterhole. The other two dingoes followed, the half-drowned one stumbling but alive. The mother kangaroo waited 5 minutes before leaving the water, making absolutely sure the dingoes had given up. When she finally hopped back onto dry land, she checked her joey carefully, touching it gently with her small front paws, making sure it was unharmed. The joey poked its head out, looked around at the now empty grassland, and settled back into the safety of the pouch. She resumed grazing as if nothing had happened, but her ears never stopped rotating. Her eyes never stopped scanning. This was life in the outback. Constant vigilance, constant readiness. But she'd proven something important today. Being a mother meant fighting when running wasn't enough. It meant using every advantage, every bit of terrain, every ounce of strength to protect the life depending on you. This incredible true story from Australia's wild interior reminds us that maternal courage exists in every corner of the natural world. Sometimes survival isn't about being the biggest or the fastest. Sometimes it's about being willing to do whatever it takes when there's no other choice. If this story inspired you, subscribe for more amazing tales of wildlife survival and the unbreakable bonds between mothers and their young.